everybody, it's Toby Beth Johnson, a burnt store title of Southwest Florida, coming to you with episode 10 of Moving Parts. Today's special guest is Ryan Birdsey, owner of Major League Plumbing. You need to stay tuned and find out how you will hit a home run by calling in this local company. Just as athletes strive for greatness on the field, Major League Plumbing brings a unique blend of expertise, precision, and dedication to every plumbing challenge. So sit back, turn those headphones up, and find out how you can become a World Series member with Major League Plumbing.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Moving Parts, episode 9. We appreciate you sticking around with us. And if you are just tuning in, be sure to check out some of our prior episodes, as there's lots of good information about our local and reputable businesses here in the Southwest Florida area. I'm Abby Hamilton, Realtor with Peacock Premier Properties, the Realtor gal next door, and I am partnered with Burnt Store Title of Southwest Florida, servicing all of your title needs. So we appreciate that. And I have here with us today Ryan Birdsey with Major League Plumbing and Home Services. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Abby. Appreciate it.
Well, I had the opportunity to attend your ribbon cutting, which was
awesome.
Was that a month ago now?
Yeah, I think so.
Time is
flying. It's
flying.
just flying by. Yeah.
I will say your branding, I posted pictures of it, because your branding and marketing is phenomenal.
Oh, thank you so much.
And so that really sets them apart alone. And if anyone looks it up, they'll find that Major League, it has a baseball spin on it.
It does a little bit. Yeah. Thank you for noticing.
What was some of the inspiration for that?
It was all my dad.
Oh, okay.
So my dad was a huge baseball fan. I played baseball through high school, but I heard stories about my dad, just being the ultimate high school player in Englewood, where I'm from.
So you were born and raised in the area?
Born and raised in the area.
Wow, we love hearing local, stay local.
Local Florida boy.
I'm a Northport one, so.
Wow, that's even almost rarer than Englewood, to be honest with you. So Dad was a big baseball fan. I lost him about a year before we got this thing going, so it's kind of a homage to him.
Okay,
so.
And your company's fairly young, right, in the area?
Yep, we're in our third year right now, so I've been doing plumbing for, going on 30 years now. It's hard to believe. So.
Wow. Well, and what's great is, just looking up the reviews for your company, you guys have done so much in a very little time, which,
Thank you.
Congrats on that, because that's a huge accomplishment.
It is. So we absolutely take pride in our 5-star service. We don't pay for reviews. We don't. It's not a bot. Those are all real customers. They all can give us testimony. We can give referrals out for those, and it's surprising to me. I knew I had to get that from previous companies I worked at. I didn't realize how hard it was going to be.
Yeah.
But we strive for that, and we get a lot of business from it. And that's really, I guess, I was just looking at the customer aspect of it and how I look when I look online to see the reviews and things like that. But I didn't really realize how many people would just come to us and say, I called you because of 5-star review. That's the only reason.
It's that level of trust there, and then it's like friends knowing friends. It's all that. We're really big on the referral business in our industry too, and being local. You have so many relationships that have been apart long time, I'm sure.
Yeah, so being a local guy, I definitely it was funny. Like my first year of business, when I was out in the truck and doing it, I was running into a lot of people who I walked up to one lady's house and she was like, she said, "You don't remember me, but I remember you." And she went like this, and she knew my whole entire family.
Awesome.
My mom was had just lost my mom. I lost my mom and dad.
Okay.
And she was showing me pictures of my mom and my dad, and she actually let me take some of them home and stuff.
Wow.
And yeah, so really, really cool experience that was.
So
for
great
sure.
Legacy all around. I'm sure
It is. Yeah. So I don't know too many people family wise in the Northport area.
Yeah.
But we've really found a home in Northport with we did it for convenience, and it ended up being just a great spot. So we're really happy being in Northport.
Well, excellent, and we hope you guys are around to stay for a very long time.
I hope so.
So what are you, let's talk a little bit more about what services you offer. So let's just briefly, maybe just touch on very quickly, what are some things that you guys cover as a business?
Yeah, so as a business, we are primarily residential emergency service.
Okay.
We pride ourselves on answering the phone 24 hours a day. You're going to get a person that answers the phone. You're not going to get a machine or anything like that. That was really important to me as well, and it takes a lot to get that done, believe me. But it's nice.
Anyone that, I mean, you call like bigger companies and things, and it's like, you go through 15 minutes of getting. And they'll give you your options, and none of those options are even applicable to your situation.
That's right. That's right.
That's a great way to set yourself apart right there.
And that's what we talk about. We talk about our experience from the start to the finish. And the start is not when the technician shows up at the house.
Yeah.
The start is when, they call us.
Yeah.
And so, my office manager, Nicole, she's done an amazing job on that end of the, that end of the business, to making sure that when our technicians show up, that we are ahead of the game. As we call it, we're already on first base, right? So that is, that's a big deal to us for sure.
Awesome. Okay, so what are some services that you often get calls and for you guys to come check out?
Leaks of all sorts, pressurized leaks underneath the cabinet, leaks where they don't know where they're coming from, stopped up drains. That's a big one. A lot of houses in the area still have the cast iron pipes.
Okay.
So they're constantly stopping up. So we have solutions from a temporary solution to get you up and going, all the way up to more permanent solutions like replacement.
Okay.
Things like new, everything's not an emergency. People want new faucets and new toilets and stuff, so we do that.
Okay.
We have a lot of selection in-house, either on the truck or in our warehouse, that can get delivered right away.
I'm sure post-hurricane you were seeing all sorts of stuff, and with new construction, there's so many things that are coming up.
That's right. So post-hurricane was crazy. I think we actually started running calls on Friday.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be getting my days mixed up, but it was the day after everything. People just didn't have water, and they were freaking out. So we were driving through water, this high and stuff, but we were getting to our customers and, getting regrouped and stuff like that. We don't really, we tried the new construction. A little bit about me: I had a company previously in North Carolina. I did 95% new construction.
Okay.
This was, started in 2003 to 2010, so everything kind of went downhill 2008, like it did for everybody. So when I started this, I wanted to have a focus on service, not new construction, for many reasons. The service is more rewarding for us anyhow too. That is why I do this. I do this to help people.
Well, yeah, new construction, you may not even see them initially because you're kind of the preparatory service, and now when you're dealing with helping homeowners, you're having that continued relationship on and on.
Long term.
Makes it a little more meaningful to have that connection.
100%. Long-term relationship is what we're looking for with our customers.
So what causes some of the different problems that you're seeing? Are there ways to prevent some of these leaks or clogs that might be simple fixes for homeowners?
Oh, yeah. So one of the best ways to prevent stuff like that is in my opinion, is through education.
Which is why this is part of the reason we want to do a podcast, because we're like, so many people, they love Google and all of those things, but one, it's not local, and, to have someone who sees what we see in our area, like you said, the cast iron pipes,
right.
A lot of people have wells in our areas and septic systems, so that's a whole nother area to cover. So I think any education we can give to the public, one, it makes your life a little easier.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And then it makes people feel empowered, because if they can do things to help prevent problems, why not?
That's correct. And so one of the things we have that I'm really proud that our team, as a team we put together, is our Hall of Fame maintenance agreement.
Okay.
And so, again, this has been on baseball, of course.
Yes. No, I love it.
We want you a member of the Hall of Fame, and that's our preventative maintenance agreement that once a year we come in, we do a complete safety check. We also have some things like a video camera inspection that we offer with that, discounted pricing, things that normally can go bad in a home because of our water quality here, whether it's city water or well water, like you talked about. Chlorine's a big factor in city water here, and that hurts flappers.
Okay.
So one of the things that we do in our maintenance agreement is we do replace the flappers complimentary.
Okay.
And another thing that we do is we check and flush the water heater. A lot of people don't realize that how much a water heater needs maintenance, just like your AC. It needs a yearly maintenance to it. It needs to be drained down. It needs to be tested to make sure that it's working efficiently.
When you said the flapper goes bad from chlorine, can you expand a little bit more
Yeah,
on
sorry
that?
about that. Got into the
I know
plumber
it's your,
lingo a little
it's
bit.
your common
So-
terminology for you, but new to us.
So your flapper is that thing in the toilet
Okay.
when you lift up the back of your tank,
Okay.
if you ever have. I'd be surprised how many customers never have done that.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I will say my husband does a lot of that
it's
stuff
good,
for me, but
good. Tell them to keep that up. And so you open that up, and it's the thing that the chain's hooked to, that the lever goes down. It's made of plastic and chlorine-resistant plastic, but our chlorine levels are crazy. In a lot of the municipality water systems, you can go and look that up online, get that information online, and you can see our water quality is some of the worst in the country.
And what do you see with the wells? Do you see like specific, I don't want to say problems, but what are some issues that you see with homeowners that live on a well?
Yeah, so a lot of homeowners think that on a well that you don't have a water bill, and they're incorrect in thinking that. A well takes, especially again, our water being so bad around here in municipality, well, they get it, from the rivers and stuff like that. The wells come from the ground, and our water's not much better coming from the ground. It's full of hard water scale, iron, sulfur.
Well, and every well is completely different.
And every well's completely different.
We spent time as a family. This is how boring we are, I guess. But we sat around. It was Sunday dinner, and we were like, oh, yeah, we want to look up who has the deepest well. So we were all pulling up, like, oh, my well is 120 feet. What? Ours is 60, going off. And it makes a huge difference.
It does, yeah.
Which I don't think people understand. That's just a little thing that can play a big role.
Yeah.
And water is
a huge role.
Water is an essential item.
That's correct. Yeah.
So-
And so, our water around here, in my opinion, is not safe to drink, whether it comes from the well or whether it comes from the city.
Okay.
You need some kind of filtration.
Like the osmosis, what do you,
Well,
how do you
that's
build
like
that?
a reverse osmosis system is some of the best equipment that you could get. Sometimes that's a little out of people's price
Absolutely.
range. A reverse osmosis system under a sink will give you drinking water at the sink nozzle, as you know. They also make those for the whole
home.
houses.
Yep.
Now, some people think that's overkill because you don't necessarily need drinking water from every single faucet. Some don't. So we do both of those. We do.
You install that equipment?
We do install that equipment. We also maintain that equipment, and we are in the process right now of developing like maintenance agreements for well waters.
Oh, nice.
So we'll have our Hall of Fame agreement, and we haven't really come up with a name for it yet, but we're gonna have.
we'll be brainstorming. Maybe we'll ask listeners.
There we go,
Yeah.
listeners.
Yeah.
Give us some suggestions.
Come up with something catchy that
for
will
our
stick.
salt agreement. So
Okay.
monthly we'll go and fill the salts in traditional softwares.
Which
and stuff.
I was just going to ask, so I'm really glad you covered it, because there's so many people where, you can't do a quick crash course on something that's so pivotal.
Right.
So you want to maintain, I just see people post on those group pages, like pictures of the inside of their wells. And
It's gross.
And under their tanks, and I'm just like,
It's really gross.
Like,
yeah. The aerator tanks without
Yep.
maintenance, they can get gross. Northport's a big where it'll actually. It's like I guess it's. I'm not a scientist,
Yes.
but it's a sulfuric bacteria, from what I understand, and it can be like a jellyfish, like a jellyfish.
from the
in there.
pictures, you
it
kind of
re-
described that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and it really is.
So
It's
that-
not good. It's not good.
Yeah. So the near future, you'll have something that will kind of deal with the maintenance for those that need that service.
Very near future.
Excellent.
Very near
So-
future. Probably next week.
Oh,
So,
wow.
As long as we get the name from
well,
everybody.
talk about being relevant. That is awesome.
Yeah. So our just so everybody knows, it's gonna probably be around $55 a month, something
Okay.
like that. That'll include the salt. It'll include the technical part of the maintenance on the equipment, make sure it's working, dialed in correctly, a water test, things
So
like
just,
that.
I know like my husband will go to Home Depot and get the salt and whatever, things. So this would alleviate that step by having you guys would come in on a maintenance plan. And that's very competitive. I
It's
feel
ver-
personally.
It's very competitive. Yeah, that would be a year's contract, just
Okay.
like our maintenance agreement's
Okay.
1 year contract. Now you'll be able to pay it monthly or you'll be able to pay it yearly.
So how much is a Hall of Fame agreement? Because that's a year as well, correct?
That's right. You can pay for it at one time, $195 a year, or you can pay for it per monthly automatic withdrawal out of your card, $18 a month.
Okay. And so that will cover a few different things. So you could maybe be on both plans to have you come out and check, correct? Or they're a little...
No, 100%. Actually, you'll probably get a small discount if you're on both plans. So,
Hey guys, I just saved you some money.
so it will be also a what we call an add-on on our Hall of Fame
Oh,
agreement.
okay, so you'll go back to those Hall of Famers, say,
Yeah.
hey, we're coming out with this new program, and they can jump on.
That's correct. So there's things like a maintenance for a tankless water heater is a little more intense than I can't know you're gonna make.
We got Toby Beth in the background writing notes on a whiteboard.
and
so
she
if you
just
see us
gave
do-
it to me. So if
So-
you have everything and all of our plans all inclusive, I was like, it's called the World Series plan.
We have a winner. If you got something better, feel free to join the competition for the.
But no, so the tankless water heaters, which are becoming quite common
Yes.
today, we highly recommend. It is the future.
I've been seeing and hearing about that. So can you touch a little bit more on it?
I will.
Okay.
But so they're a little. You have to maintain them again
Mm-hmm.
once a year, like the other water heaters, and it's a little bit more intense. There's a little bit more. There's a chemical that you have to run through it to combat the hard water scale. So that's an add-on.
Okay.
If you have a bigger home than 2 bathrooms, you have a 4-bathroom home or something like that, there's add-ons for that.
So there's some customization.
There is a little customization. 99% of our homes are on the 195 plan.
Okay.
We have customers, like I said, they have 4 or 5 bathrooms. They have 2 or 3 water heaters,
Yeah.
2 or 3 tankless water heaters. So we have add-ons for that. It's very simple to understand. Our technicians explain it very well. So the tankless water heaters, are what we consider to be the future.
Okay.
We're one of the only countries left actually installing standard tank water
Really?
heaters. Yeah. So it is the future. It's coming. America's hanging on to those for some reason. I don't know why. We've gone through changes on them in 2015. They've gone bigger. They've gone smaller. They to try to make them more efficient. Where they used to make 80-gallon and 120-gallon standard water heaters, they no longer make those for residential water.
Okay.
They only go up to 55 gallons. So we have challenges there.
So are these more efficient, these tankless ones?
Oh yeah, 100%. So
Are there any any kind of benefits? Because I know some other.
on and off they'll do some tax benefits right
Okay.
now. I know one that's going on are the hybrid water heaters,
Okay.
which those have a heat pump on top.
Okay.
They take the ambient heat out of the air and heat the water with it.
Okay.
They're really good in Florida for garages and stuff.
Okay.
Again, it's an air conditioning on top of a water heater, so you have that much more maintenance and stuff that
Yep.
you do have to do with them. More things that can go.
But there's
wrong with them.
options to consider. For
Oh
sure.
yeah. There's those are one of the most efficient options there are.
Okay.
You're a normal standard tank water heater could be $600 a year. Those can get down under $200 a year.
Oh,
so
wow.
they can pay themselves. They have a 10-year warranty. They can pay for themselves over the life of their of the unit itself. They've got a good ROI. They got a good
Okay.
return on investment. Tankless it kind of depends. What happens with tankless is people get a tankless and they don't ever run out of hot water.
Oh.
So what would you do if you didn't run out of hot water? You would take an endless hot water shower, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what we find. So they can save money, though. They claim that they can take half off your water heating
That's
bill.
interesting.
But if you with the same usage,
Yeah.
so you find a lot of people not doing the same usage.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Well, are there any other common problems that you're finding more frequent now in our area?
Well, one of the main problems that we find, and it's gone on since I started plumbing in '93.
Okay.
And that's the copper pipes that are underneath the concrete slab.
Mm-hmm.
That is a known problem in Florida. There's certain counties that don't even let you put copper in the ground anymore. And it still is a problem today. Houses that were built in the 2000s, 2010, they still have the copper, and it's failing. And a lot of people that move from up north can't believe that that's happening, but it still does happen. And it's one of those things that you can decide whether you want to jackhammer your floor up and repair it, or you can completely bypass all that copper. And it's a term around here what we call a repipe. And we put all the new...
I watched a video on that. It's really interesting how that whole works.
It is. It's quite... And we want to do a time-lapse video on it, so we're working on that.
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
And really to show our customers, too. Yeah, like this is... because, listen, when we do one, the first thing we do is we spend, a good couple hours to a half a day prepping. We go through, we put paper all down on the floors. We treat your castle like it's ours, right? Drop cloths everywhere. Explain to you. We have a checklist that the lead technician goes over everything that we do, how it's going to be. Questions like, where's the best place to enter? Is there pets that we need to be concerned of? Things like that. And how you know that you have this issue, there's a good scenario and there's an awful scenario. The best scenario is you get a letter from your municipality, your water company, if you're on a city water, and they tell you that you've got a extremely high water bill. And you don't know where it's coming. You don't even notice a leak. You don't hear anything. Then we come in, we do some diagnosis, and we find that you've got a leak underneath your concrete slab. It's just not bubbling up yet.
Is that frequent?
It's pretty. You'd be surprised.
Okay.
I would say we probably get. There's some companies that are doing 2 repipes a day. The larger companies, we probably get maybe 10 leads a week on repipes, and we probably I would say maybe 10 leaks a week. Okay. And then we've got a crew right now that is doing a repipe every day, and we just started a second one that's probably doing one or two a week.
When people are given the option, there's the repiping and then there's also the relining, correct?
That's correct. So the lining is, we're talking 2 different types of piping. We're talking your incoming and your outgoing.
Okay.
Your potable water and your sewer going out. And now there are companies that did or do the lining of the copper. That's not something we're into. It's not even something that I would personally, as a plumber, suggest.
Okay.
The lining of the sewer pipe, that is some technology that's coming around. We're getting our feet wet in it, so to speak. We can do repairs and stuff with that right now. And in the near future, we will be, our goal is to get into that, air inversion, blue light technology, things like that. Right.
So what is, so if they were looking to do a repiping, what does something like that cost? I'm sure it ranges.
It does. So, your standard 2-bathroom home is around, we charge around $8,000 for that. And we kind of go up from there. Okay. That, again, can you find companies around town that'll do it cheaper? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we say that in every field. I mean, everyone's different, but you come up with your value, and if people want to pay it, they're going to be willing to pay it. And
we're competitive. Okay. We're not the cheapest. And you have these guys running around right now guaranteeing repipes for $5,000.
Okay.
What we like to do is we like to show you some pictures of those of those
hey, yeah,
jobs.
those photos.
and you can say for yourself, is the value here. Again, I have the top team in the Tri-County area, maybe the state of Florida.
That's awesome.
Maybe the United States. I don't know, and we might see. But I know that I have my team. I know what our value is, and we have discounts. We do give discounts right now.
And is there a warranty on the product?
There is a warranty. Okay. So we have for a 5-year parts and labor warranty.
Okay.
Excuse me. The piping that we use is what's called PEX A. It's expandable PEX. That has a 25-year warranty from the manufacturer. Okay.
So what is in the copper? Is it just becoming faulty after a certain age, or
It's the calcium and magnesium, the hard water scale that we have in our water that eats it up.
Okay.
I can't, again.
so it's really our water that's
I tell my guys and I tell my clients, 99% of our problems in plumbing in the state of Florida, in our area, all come back to water quality. Are you going to have issues when you have good water quality? Yes, but they're going to be a lot less. And our number one combatant is chlorine on the municipality side, but the hard water scale. That's on both the well water side and the municipality side. I mean, we're living on lime rock, so all the water that comes from there is going to have that lime scale on it. It's, I always tell my clients, we have a lot of beautiful things in Florida. Our beaches, our weather, golf courses, our water doesn't happen to be one of them until you get into the freshwater springs.
Okay.
But that's nowhere around here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we don't have good water here. So you can do yourself a big favor by getting some kind of water filtration. And I kind of go back to it. My clients, my team, they all tell me you keep harping on it. Well, there's a reason. There's a reason for it.
Well, and I think that maintenance, because from what you've described too, it doesn't matter the year of the home. Water is, going to be a challenge, and it's going to, present its issues in different ways in different homes, and that's where the maintenance can be a real benefit to helping homeowners prevent some of those problems.
Yeah, if you don't have a filtration on your home, even if your home's brand new, especially if your home's brand new, I would highly suggest that you get something. One of the people that are experts on it, they said it's kind of like buying a banana at the store. All right, you buy the banana at the store, but when you get home, you don't eat the whole banana. You got to peel it. But the store's selling it to you. So our government's giving us water. But are they really not? They have these numbers that are okay to drink, but it's the peel of the banana that needs to really come off before it comes into your house.
Well, and speaking on that aspect, with home buyers, if they're looking into buying a home, they're looking at the banana, right? On the outside, everything looks good. Do you guys go in and do any kind of, can they call you to do some different inspections to look over things?
100%. So usually when you have those inspections like that on a new home, you've got the government, the county side of inspections, and our inspectors are great. They get everything, but they do miss some things. Then you have a home inspector comes in. Some of those are great. Some are...
And they'll usually point things out, but then they'll...
have the plumber come and kind
Correct.
of verify it. So we can do all that. We also can do video inspections. Even on new homes, sometimes we just had a month ago, brand new home, had a stoppage. We went out there and found that there was a piece of pipe stuck in a brand new pipe from a knockout piece.
Oh.
So, that accidents like that
Yeah.
happen. I'm sure it wasn't done on purpose, but we can come in and we can solve those kind of problems.
Okay.
Also if you're buying a home, we can come in and again, I talked about the cast iron. A lot of home inspectors do not have a camera where they're videoing the lines underneath the slab.
scope, yep.
We absolutely can do that. Give you an SD card with the record of it. Give you our recommendation. Because listen, our recommendation with cast iron is it's got to come out.
Okay.
Right? It's eventually going to have to come out or get lined or something, and then the lining will break down. They have like a 50-year warranty on it, but the PVC is forever. The PVC is forever. So when you're getting a home like that, we would say, hey, you've got the cast iron, but it's really what we call scaly. It has a lot of fish hooks in it from the scale, and we can get in there and do what we call an aqua cleanse, get in there and scrape that out. A lot of times there's huge cracks and holes in it, and then that's when our recommendation is, this is especially if you're buying a home,
Okay.
you need to be aware of that kind of stuff.
Okay. So lots of things to look into and lots of preventatives that homeowners and home buyers could, in some ways, should take, because
Yes.
that could save you a lot of money, or at least you're tucking money aside, anticipating that, those repairs or replacements might be needed in the future.
Yeah, and don't take a house that you see is all beautifully and nice on the inside, because unfortunately we see a lot of times they do that, but it's a pretty big overhaul to replace the sewer pipe under.
Yeah.
Again, the repipe can be pretty I hate to use the word easily. with experience, it can be done without much damage to your home. We go up in the attic, we come down walls, we get the drywall fixed, or we put access panels on. When you're replacing the sewer pipes, there's, you can't go up above. It's got to, like we talked about a little before the podcast started, poop goes downhill. So you can't get that stuff up in the attic like you can the potable water. So there's jackhammering, there's things like that. A lot of the contractors or flippers don't do that because it's a huge expense.
Okay.
So you're looking at this house and it looks all brand new.
It looks like they, redid the cabinets, nice new paint, all of those things. But the bones,
the copper pipe's still in there and the cast iron's still underneath the concrete slab. And that's, it's a recipe for disaster that we've seen in Southwest Florida.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you giving us. There's so much information.
It's a lot. Plumbing's a lot.
And there's a lot more I'm sure we could cover. But I think at least, we hopefully got the emphasis across of how important it is to maintain and be mindful about what needs to get done in the plumbing industry and what services are available if you want to be proactive on it. So what is the best method? Did they call your office if they would like to set up a time where you guys either, get maintenance, or if they have a need?
So you can give our office a call on the main number at 941-246-8283. We have a website, mlpandservices.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram.
So you're relevant to all
we're
ages.
On TikTok. Yeah, we're doing it. Listen, hey, the TikTok thing's been great.
That's awesome.
So trying to keep up with the times. I'm 48, but I got a couple kids. They kind of help me with it. So
excellent. Hey, and honestly, I know plenty of people in their 50s and plus that really love TikToks because it's quick and it's great information in a short amount of time.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
So,
and we also, you can just Google us too. So you Google up Major
and you'll
League
see
Plumbing.
their great reviews. So.
Yeah, that's one of the first things to come up. So yeah, we're really proud about the reviews.
Well, thank you, Ryan. We're so glad for your time.
Thank
Obviously,
you.
stay busy,
Thank
but
you.
we hope you continue your very busy schedule and that business stays good for you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Abby. Appreciate it.
No problem. Oh, thanks for tuning in, and we hope that you had a great experience with us, and you'll catch us next time on episode 10.
Hey folks, thanks for sticking around. Toby Beth Johnson again, Burn Store Title of Southwest Florida, with your Tuesday Title Tip. We just talked all about plumbing and inspecting your pipes. Well, with title insurance, you can guarantee that your title plumbing is safe and secure when you purchase a home. Once again, title insurance is a very important part of home ownership as it protects your interest from any past encumbrances. So just like you would get your plumbing inspected and insured that everything flows in the right direction, make sure that you call Burn Store Title of Southwest Florida for your closing needs to ensure that your title flows correctly to you.